Okay. We are moving on. We just took our quiz yesterday. If you didn't take your quiz, make sure you go and take the quiz. We are moving on with the area. So with area, we are going to do an area of a trapezoid. So we're going to be able to find the area of a trapezoid using the formula. When I look at this trapezoid, I have labeled base 1, base 2, and height, but we'll get to that. Right now, I want to be able to see what shapes I can see inside a trapezoid. I can see that this trapezoid is made up of two different shapes. I see a triangle, so I can cut this into a triangle on this side and a triangle on this side, where I'm left with a rectangle in the middle. So that is how we find our formula in order to find the area of a trapezoid. So what we do is we have our formula is A equals 1/2, which accounts for our triangle, times the height, times base 1 plus base 2, which accounts for the rectangle and the side and the base of the triangle. All right, so I'm going to clear out my ink so you can write out the trapezoid formula. So you can write it as the height. I would write it out both ways so you can see it in both formats where you have the words and you know what H means and you know what B1 and B2 means, just so you know what we're going to be working with. All right. So this is going to be in our formula sheet online in our Google Doc. If you don't write it down or you don't have a spot to write it down at the moment, make sure you do get this written down somewhere in your notebook or in the formula sheet, or you print out the formula sheet when it's fully completed. All right. So let's find the area of this trapezoid. So all we're going to do is plug into that formula. I have my formula up top. I'm going to write it out. A equals 1/2 times H times parentheses B1 plus B2. A little hint, in order to know what the base is going to be, they're always going to be the set of parallel lines. So they are going to be that one and that one. Usually it's going to be the top and the bottom. Sometimes maybe I'll rotate it on you and get you a little confused. The other way to do it is find that 90-degree angle, find whatever's connected to it on the bottom, and you'll be able to see the one base, which means the base on top of it, the line on top of it will be the other one, and this would be our height. So let's just go through and add in our numbers where we see. So we have 1/2 times my height as 6 times my base 1. We'll say this is base 1 and this is base 2. 5 plus 9. 5 plus, I have to follow PEMDAS. Remember, it's parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, adding, subtracting. I have to do my parentheses. 5 plus 9 gives me 14 times 6 times 1/2. I'm going to do 1/2 times 6. 1/2 times 6 gives me 3. 3 times 14 gives me 42. And we are talking about area. We remember we have area, and that means my feet are squared. I have to have my units squared every time I do area. All right. So let's move on. Erase this one out and move on to the next one. The next one, same idea, just looks a little different. Same thing. There's decimals in there. Maybe I will, instead of using a fraction, because I know I can turn a fraction into a decimal, I can do 0.5 times my height. What is my height? Oh, that's 5. Times my bases, which is that one and that one. I have 8.5 plus 11.5. 11.5. 8.5 plus 11.5 gives me 20. Times 5 times 0.5. And then I can just type this all into a calculator and get an answer. Or I can do it out loud in my head. So what's half of 20? Half of 20 is 10. Times 5 is 50. Or you type it all in the calculator and you still get 50 meters squared. All right, I want you to try these 3 problems on your own. If you have any issues with it, let me know and I will help you. If you can't see it, rewind it a little bit, you'll be able to find it. All right. So with that being said, you try these 3 and the answers will pop up in 1 second. So the answers followed are 1 is 32 inches squared, 2 is 80 inches squared, and 3 is 70 inches squared. So remember, if you don't get those answers to bigger numbers, you probably did not multiply by 1/2 or divide by 2. It's the same exact idea. So remember, if you get a larger number and it doesn't seem right, try and multiply by 1/2, and it should get you the answer. All right, so let's move on. We have questions that look like this. This is when, Mr. Donnelly's being lazy or wants to be really nice to you, where you just have to plug in where you see the things instead of trying to read the, image and then try and figure it out. It's just all you have to do is now write out the formula. 1/2 times base. No, not base. Whoops. Height times base 1 plus base 2. Now look, they're even nice and labeled for you where you put things. So A equals 1/2 times 10 times 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Whoops. 8. Let's see if I can. All right, close enough. Times 10 times 1/2. 1/2 times 10 is 5. 5 times 10, or 5 times 8 is 40. And then I got to tack on my centimeters squared. Easy enough? I think so. I hope so. I mean, if this isn't easy, I don't think you can. I don't think we are where we need to be in the year. But if it's not that easy, just continuously practice. Send me an email. I'll send you more practice problems. I'll get online with you. I'll figure something out how to help you. But you need to help me. I can't help you unless you're willing to help me. So it's kind of that 50-50 battle. So help me help you. If you're struggling, reach out and I will help you through it. All right. So let's move on to the next thing. Real life application problems. So this is kind of a silly one, but not really. We want to use, you can use a trapezoid to approximate the shape of Scott County in Virginia. The population is about 23,200. About how many people are in there per square mile. So first thing we have to do is find the area of the county. So first thing we're going to do is find the area of the county. Let me change my color because I'm going to start writing on blue in a second. I need to use the trapezoid. So I need 1/2 height times B1 plus B2. Now I plug in my height. That's 20 because look, they're already labeled for me nice and neat. Height is 20. My base 1 is 15, and my base 2 is 38. I add those two together. 15 plus 38 is 53. 53 times 20 times 1/2. I know half of 20 is 10. So 10 times 53. Now that's easy. I can do 53 and then add a 0, and I'm good. So that's 53 miles squared. Now I have to figure it out and write a ratio. Remember that word per meant I'm writing a ratio or a fraction. So how many people are there per square mile? I have to find the unit rate of how many people are there per 1 mile. So I know how many people there are in the county, and I know how many miles the county is. So if I want to get 530 square miles down to 1, I'm going to divide by how many square miles there are. So if I divide the top by how many miles there are, that's going to tell me how many square miles or how many people there are per square mile. So there's about 43.77 people. But we can't really have 0.77 of person, so we're going to round up to being about 44 people per mile squared, or per square mile. So we have 44 people per square mile. All right, so let's clear it out, and I want you to try this one. A rear view mirror is in the shape of a trapezoid that is 11 inches long across the bottom, 9 inches long across the top, and 3 inches high. What is the area of the rear view mirror? I want you to try this one on your own, and I will post the answer in 1 second. The area of the rear view mirror will be 30 inches squared, because you add up the two bases, how long they are, and across the top and the bottom, and then you multiply by 1/2, and you would get 30 inches squared. All right, so now it's your turn. You move on and do the rest of the Nearpod. If you have any questions, any issues, again, always reach out to me. I'm here. I will be here for you. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.